The English Premier League clubs spent well over £2.7 billion in the 2025-26 summer transfer window, and the largest chunk of that money, over £400 million, came from Liverpool Football Club. Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Malos Kerkez, Jeremie Frimpong, and of course on deadline day, they landed Mark Gehi and Newcastle's frontman Alexander Isak for a British transfer record fee of £130 million. You can't do all that if all you do is pull financial levers. Welcome back to the channel. This is Football Edge. If you love transfers, meltdowns, and the money moves behind the game, you're in the right place. Smash that like button and please subscribe so you don't miss future uploads. Now, back to business. So the question everyone's asking these days is, where's Liverpool getting all this money? Obviously, they are not owned by the Arabs. So it's definitely not oil money. I mean, it's got to be from somewhere. And before we go further, let me just say this. Liverpool's recent financial successes started with a genius move by the club's owners, FSG, a couple of years ago. We'll come to that later in the video, and trust me guys, that one deal literally changed the club's future. It turned Liverpool into the financial powerhouse you see today. Now that that's out of the way, let's break down the key money sources for Liverpool Football Club and why their system is far better than those of many top football teams. From monster TV deals to Anfield expansions to Nike shirts flying off shelves worldwide, I mean, these are the obvious channels that help football clubs maximize profits. But how does Liverpool do it so well? All right, let's get into it. To really understand where Liverpool gets its financial power, you've got to start with the city of Liverpool itself. Obviously, this isn't London, and it's definitely not some shiny new money metropolis. This is a city with a fierce sense of identity, built through being a global port, a music capital, and a place that's had to scrap for everything it's got. You have to realize Liverpool is a massive tourist magnet. Over 60 million visitors a year, a visitor economy worth more than £6 billion annually. People don't just come for the football. They come for the Beatles, for the historic docks, for the culture. But the football club is at the center of it all. Liverpool FC is basically the city in football form. That "you'll never walk alone" slogan comes straight from the city's DNA: resilience, loyalty, community. And here's the thing, that cultural power translates directly into cash. So when Nike sells a Liverpool shirt in New York, Tokyo, or Rio, they're not just flogging a kit, they're selling a piece of this culture. That's why Liverpool's Nike deal, based on royalties instead of a flat fee, is so lucrative. From there, you get to understand that it's not just about shirts, but the identity that comes with it. So obviously, the TV billions and Anfield expansions matter, and we'll get to those. But the foundation of Liverpool's financial success is rooted in something less tangible. That's the culture of the city itself. That's the brand power that keeps the money machine churning no matter what happens on the pitch. And speaking of the pitch, Anfield is more than just a ground for home games. It's basically a cash printer. With the Anfield Road build finished in 2024, capacity jumped past 61,000. Bigger bowl, louder nights, more tickets sold, more money in the pot. Liverpool's matchday revenue already hit around £132 million in the last Money League cycle, and that number is only going up now the full stand is open for a whole season. Stack that against rivals and it gets interesting. Spurs turn their new ground into a money monster, pulling over £105 million a season from match days, even cracking £118 million 22-23 with NFL games and concerts thrown in. Arsenal are right there too, around £132 million now that Champions League football is back. And on the global level, obviously everybody knows Real Madrid are in another galaxy. The Bernabeu 2.0 pulled in over €240 million in matchday revenue last season alone. And across the Premier League as a whole, matchday cash just smashed through £900 million for the first time. I mean, this is proof that stadiums are profit machines, not just postcard pictures anymore. So for Liverpool, a 61,000 Anfield plus insane demand from both locals and tourists means one thing: fat, reliable matchday cash. That's one pillar of their war chest, but the real big money source for Liverpool comes from, you guessed it, the screens. Obviously, the Premier League is the richest league in the world for one reason: broadcasting. The latest rights cycle is worth over £10 billion, and Liverpool are always near the top of that pile. The reason is simple: they're one of the biggest global draws in football. Every Liverpool game gets broadcast to hundreds of countries, whether it's Salah scoring at Anfield, or back when Darwin Núñez used to miss sitters, those moments were lighting up screens in Hong Kong, New York, Jakarta, and Rio. And every single one of those eyeballs equals TV money. Last season alone, Liverpool banked close to £160 million from TV and prize money. And it doesn't even include Champions League runs, where one good campaign can add another $80 million on top. And here's where it gets really interesting. The Premier League's global fan base is exploding. Every TV cycle, the value jumps higher. So yeah, TV rights are the bedrock. They're predictable, they're massive, and they mean Liverpool start every season with a guaranteed mountain of cash. But it doesn't stop there, because Liverpool don't just play on the pitch, they play in the boardroom too. Now let's talk about the sponsors. Obviously, this is where Liverpool's global brand power really starts to flex. First up, the Nike deal. Forget the old flat fee kit contracts, this one's built different. Instead of just taking a set amount every year, Liverpool gets a percentage cut of every shirt sold worldwide. And when you've got Salah's name flying off shelves from Cairo to Kuala Lumpur, that royalty model prints money. It's estimated the Nike deal alone brings in 70 million plus a season, and that's on top of record kit sales. Then you've got the big name shirt sponsor, Standard Chartered. They've been on the front of Liverpool's kit since 2010, and the extension runs into the tens of millions per year. Add in the AXA training kit sponsor, plus Expedia as sleeve sponsor, and suddenly you're looking at a commercial revenue stream north of 270 million in the latest Money League cycle. Again, it doesn't stop there. Liverpool's owners FSG are masters at leveraging the global fan base. Preseason tours in Asia and the US bring massive appearance fees, merchandise sales, and international exposure. When Liverpool pulls 50,000 in a stadium in Bangkok for a quote-unquote friendly, that's not football, that's brand building. And brand building is big cash. So put it together, Nike shirts flying, corporate logos everywhere, global tours. Liverpool have turned sponsorships into a money machine of their own. And here's the kicker. All of this ties back to that culture we spoke about earlier. Sponsors aren't just paying to be on a kit.
They're paying to tap into Liverpool's global story, their anthem, their history. But while sponsors are vital, Liverpool's biggest flex might be how they've used player trading to fuel their rise. If you recall at the start of this video, we mentioned the stars Liverpool have brought this season: Wirtz, Isak, Kirkes, Frimpong. You might think this club's just throwing around cash, but you've got to understand how they're funding all that splurge. A huge chunk of the £400 million plus spent came from player sales, not money in the bank. Just this summer, Liverpool pulled in millions from selling Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich, reportedly up to €75 million, around £65.5 million. Add in sales of academy graduates and squad players, and Liverpool generated over £200 million from exits. That's real cash turned into reinvestment freedom. And here's another layer. Winning the Premier League last season supercharged the balance sheet. Prize money, boosted commercial clauses, bigger matchday revenue from demand, Champions League group seeding, it all adds up. That's partly why they've been able to push the spend to £400 million this summer. So no, it's not reckless spending, it's smart recycling combined with the natural financial power that comes with winning titles at the very top. Now, speaking of smart moves, remember I teased at the start the one deal that changed everything, the transfer that built Liverpool's entire financial powerhouse. It can be summed up in two words: Philippe Coutinho. I don't know if you saw that coming, but most people don't understand how important this deal was for Liverpool. Look, it might sound crazy, but the £142 million sale of Philippe Coutinho to Barcelona in January 2018 was a financial and strategic masterstroke by Liverpool's owners FSG. Okay, so this is how it happened. Barcelona had just lost Neymar to PSG for a world record fee, and they were desperate. Obviously, at that moment, they got cash. Their fans demanded a superstar, and that was in the person of Coutinho. First, they came knocking in the summer of 2017, and FSG did something wild. They said no, flat out, public statement, no sale at any price. You'd think this was stubbornness. No, it wasn't. It was pure negotiation genius. FSG had just laid out a game plan to squeeze every drop of juice from Barcelona. The initial fee was a hefty £105 million. This guaranteed sum alone was a massive injection of cash into the club. FSG immediately reinvested that money. That same month, Virgil van Dijk arrived. The summer after that, Alisson Becker. Two signings, straight into Liverpool's weakest areas. Suddenly, the leaky defence turned into a fortress. From exciting but flawed to complete footballing machine. That one sale became the domino that led to a Champions League, a Premier League, and proof that Liverpool's Moneyball model works. It turned Liverpool from a selling club into a footballing powerhouse. On the other hand, Coutinho flopped at Barca. He even scored against them for Bayern in that infamous 8-2 trashing. Now you see why the Coutinho masterstroke was the deal that flipped Liverpool's fortunes. Barca thought they were buying a superstar, but in reality, they were funding a dynasty. Out went Coutinho, in came Van Dijk and Alisson, and from that moment, Liverpool's trajectory changed forever. Over the years that followed, Liverpool's owners have been exceptional at buying cheap and selling high. Think about it. Mo Salah for 37 million, Sadio Mane for 34 million, Andy Robertson for just 8 million. Absolute bargains. Then look at the exits. Luis Suarez sold for 75 million, Mane to Bayern for nearly 35 million, Coutinho for 142 million, a player they bought for just 8.5 million. Put that alongside everything else we've broken down. The culture of the city, a 61,000-seat Anfield cash printer, TV rights flooding hundreds of millions each season, Nike shirts flying worldwide, those fat commercial deals and champions of England, and you see the full picture. This is a club that has mastered the art of smart investing and turning it into silverware. And that, my friends, is the full cycle. Culture fueling identity, identity fueling cash, and that cash fueling footballing greatness. All while keeping the books clean. That's exactly why they can spend 400 million in a window. While they have signed fantastic players, we look forward to how they shake up this season and beyond. Because with Liverpool, the story is never just about money, but what happens on the pitch. We've come to the end of today's video, hope you enjoyed it. Do us a solid, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments and hit subscribe to help the channel grow. As you can see, it's still our early days here on YouTube, so ensure you're part of this journey. I'll catch you on the next one.